Zach Hampel, and you're watching the JV Podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Satchel White, Youngbin Kim, and Dalton Brown.
All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Finally. How long would you say it was, guys? Like 2 months?
A few months.
More than 2 months.
Yeah, we said we'd get back into it after last podcast, but then we took a break again. You know, kind of just enjoying summer, but we're back on the podcast. I'm your host, Satchel White. I'm here with Youngbin Kim. I'm here with Dalton Chad Brown. What is up, guys?
Sir.
What's up, man? How we doing?
We got a lot to talk about. I don't know how we're gonna fit it all in 30 minutes, but we're gonna do our best. We're gonna start off with the standings. Start off with the most exciting division, the NL West. The Giants are leading the NL West. They're 60-35. Then it's the Dodgers. Then it's the Padres. Then Rockies and D-backs. Youngbin, I know you got a lot to say about the Giants because this has possibly been the most surprising team in years.
So yeah, let me just start with the Giants right now. So far, when I look at the Giants, they didn't make any big change at all, except having like a really good, really solid bullpen and a starting pitching staff. And I think that all came from their new pitching coach, Andrew Bailey, who was a former closer for the Oakland A's, right? He's only 37, and I think he has a very, very good idea of like how to develop starting pitchers in the modern day game, compared to a relatively older pitching staff that doesn't know how to modify the new game, transition and better pitchers. Let's start with the starting pitcher, Kevin Gausman from the Giants. He's been having a fantastic season, and possibly he could be a Cy Young this year. It came out of nowhere, actually. He had a decent year last year, which was only from a 60-game standpoint. But I think that led to a fantastic year because of a 2020 transition. And also, Andrew Bailey was a pitching coach as well starting from 2020. So
there hasn't been a pitcher on pretty much our whole roster that's had a bad year. I mean, they've all been doing really good. And what's crazy about it is that they were comparable to the Rockies in the division before the season. And they have, 40 more wins than they were really expected to have. It's insane, but there's one problem. It's an odd year.
That's the only thing that's going to kill them probably this year from getting any far hopes in the playoffs. But I'll tell you one thing real quick about this team is that they are a lot different than they were the previous years. I mean, they were a team that was just like a weak dog on the outside in the rain, just standing outside watching all the other NL West teams be dominant like the Padres and the Dodgers. The D-backs are still kind of crap. I mean, actually, they're very crap. They're worse than my team right now. As soon as they got an advantage on you, they saw your weakness. It was like a boxing match because they're just punching away and knocking you out the entire time, just winning the match right then and there. It's no slowing down, nothing stopping them whatsoever. They're just constantly going, constantly playing, not giving up any games, any weak games, that is.
We went to Giants Rangers, and I would say you were probably the only Ranger fan in the whole stadium. there was literally probably like a handful of Ranger fans in that whole stadium, and you're getting kind of heckled out there, weren't you?
No, yeah, I was getting very heckled for the stuff. I mean, like, I was getting heckled. Right fielder Chris Davis, who's no longer a part of the team anymore, was getting heckled. But it was a fun atmosphere in general. It's way better than what the Dodgers fans would have been doing. They would have been freaking beating the crap out of me, stabbing me on the parking lot. But no, it was awesome, though. I mean, that's the kind of experience I love to see, especially from a team that beat us years ago in their fan base. It's still awesome.
Where is Chris Davis? He's not on the team?
No, Chris Davis is a free agent again. He got released.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I mean, man had a solid 247 batting average for 2 to 3 years.
Oh yeah,
literally.
He's the one that had the same batting average like 3-4 seasons in a row. But yeah, no, it was supposed to be like this huge Dodgers-Padres rivalry. They're both not even winning the division, which is crazy. The NL Central, the Brewers are 56-41. They're in first place. Then the Reds, Cardinals, Cubs, and then Pirates. I haven't been paying attention too much to the Brewers. I don't even think Yelich is doing very good, is he?
No, Yelich is definitely underperforming this season. So is his co-MVP, Cody Bellinger, for 2019. Both of them, they have been projected to be really, really good in the future, but right now they haven't been proving it. So the Brewers pitching staff right now, it's insanely good. Just like the Giants pitching staff.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's a new pitching coach or not, but guys like Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns, and Freddie Peralta, they're all having fantastic years. Like all having Cy Young candidate years actually in one team, and that pitching staff is carrying the whole team while it is a lacklustering offense, especially when Yelich is not performing well. And literally, it's like a bunch of little guys trying to produce RBIs little by little to win games, and the pitching staff is just holding it for the Brewers.
I would say the Brewers are very similar to the Mets too. Unfortunately, they're winning the NL East. It's the Mets, Phillies, then Braves, then Nats, then Marlins. Their hitting is towards the bottom of the league. Like Lindor is having a bad season. Pete Alonso's doing all right. Jeff McNeil, but their hitting's always not really been good, but they're still finding a way to be first in the division.
Yeah.
And then there's DeGrom, of course, leading the pitching staff. What would you guys say about LeBron? I was about to say LeBron. What would you guys say about Jacob DeGrom this season?
Oh, man, we're talking about Space Jam all of a sudden. Space Jam 2. You were talking about, since we mentioned LeBron, I'm pretty sure that Jacob DeGrom would basically be the main character in terms of Space Jam baseball edition. Let's just say that straight up. Yeah, I mean, DeGrom's been having a crazy season. This is a guy who I'm pretty sure he'll be winning the MVP this year for the NL. And I don't think it's going to be close in the entire race whatsoever. I'm pretty sure he's going to blow by that unanimously.
Yeah.
Obviously, he is having a MVP season. He's having a career, not even just career low ERA. It's like statistically low ERA, which is like a 1.0 something.
1.08.
That's like unheard of. 1.08, right? Gosh, like that's unheard of. But I say one thing that's hindering him is the injuries this year. He's getting frequently injured. He's not getting a significant injury, which is like 60 days or more, but he's definitely getting on the injury list like 2 or 3 times. Again, with his like outstanding 1.08 ERA and like graced a strikeout ratio, there's definitely like a bigger chance that he's gonna win the MVP.
1.08 ERA is like historic. Just absolutely historic season. But I do want to add, just so you guys know, I hate the Mets. Well, how does he have 2 losses?
The same reason why they're the bottom of the league at hitting.
Yeah.
Unreal. If you have a 1.08 ERA, I don't think he's allowed like more than 3 runs in
I believe he should
game.
win every game.
Yeah, he should easily be 9-0.
No.
I mean, whatever. They're still leading the division. Something I can't say as an Angel fan. Moving to the AL West. Astros, A's, Mariners, Angels, and then Rangers. Dalton, what's going on with our 2 teams? We're in the bottom of the division. Angels, Rangers. What's going on with the Rangers?
Are there boundaries on words I can say?
Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want.
We're fucking shit. We're fucking shit. We're fucking shit.
Is that it?
What more do you want? I mean, you can. But what do we got to go into with the Rangers? If I say anything else, this podcast is going to be 25 minutes longer than it needs to be. I don't need to do this every single podcast. I don't need to lose my shit. I don't need to do that. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to try and relax.
Okay. And as for the Angels, they're also under 500.
Okay.
They're 47 and 48. It's getting old. The whole like Mike Trout missing the playoffs and all that. And now they have 2 amazing stars in Shohei and Ohtani and Mike Trout. We'll get into Ohtani in the MVP race in a second. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Dalton's song with the Angels too. We're fucking shit. The Astros are winning the division. They're close with the A's. The Central, we got the White Sox, Indians, and then Tigers, Twins, Royals. The Twins are a surprise for me. They're 41 and 56. I don't think anyone expected them to be that bad.
Especially with their offense back in 2019, they were first in home runs. I think they're the first team to have 5 guys who had 30 home runs in a 2019 season. So I expected their offense to like come back right away, especially with Nelson Cruz, Max Kepler, Josh Donaldson. Addition of Josh Donaldson, I thought they would be hitting some dingers.
Yeah.
Their closer is absolutely terrible right now, and their pitching staff always has been a problem. I'm actually surprised with the White Sox starting pitchers. I know Lucas Giolito was very, very good last year and 2019 as well. But guys like Carlos Rodon and the new trade acquisition, Lance Lynn, they've been absolutely stunning. Both have been like Cy Young contenders for the AL. That pitching staff is carrying, even with injured players from the White Sox.
They're 9 games above the Indians, who are in second in division. So they pretty much already have the division locked. And then as for the AL East, the Red Sox are in first place, followed by the Rays, Yankees, Blue Jays, and then Orioles. That is actually a very, very good division because every team's over 500 except for the Orioles. They're way under. But, every team's doing good except for the Orioles. And the Red Sox, to me, that's another big surprise. I didn't expect them to be over the Rays. And even the Yankees, which the Yankees are not having a good season at all. They're really struggling.
The Yankees, that's also a surprise for me because they're underperforming really, really badly right now. Their pitching side, I think it's always been like the injury problem, but the offense, like Gleyber Torres, DJ LeMahieu, they haven't been performing at all. Like DJ LeMahieu was projected to be one of the best second basemen for this year after having a terrific 2020 season, but he is having a under 800 OPS season. Same with Gleyber Torres, and Stanton gets injured a lot. Judge, surprisingly, he's been the one who's healthy for the Yankees, and he's been having a fine season. But besides that, Yankees offense is not looking too good right now. It's not Yanks bombers; it's more like Yanks downers right now.
Their team's always just been horrible with injuries, and I don't know if it's something with their management or what, but it's something that's been out of control. And obviously we're seeing it now. Their rivals, Red Sox, are leading the division. What's been the story with the Red Sox?
They've just been going at it. They've been going try hard in 2021. They haven't slowed down once. They're showing the Yankees that they're the daddy still, even to this day. Even without Pedro Martinez, they'll have them say, "Who's your daddy?" constantly. They will win these games, and they don't stop. Like, it's crazy. They're making every AL East team their bitch as they continue to play. And it's just entertaining to see, especially the guy who hates the Yankees to the brim. Watching these fans go to baseball hell while their team doesn't win a World Series since 2009 is just the greatest thing to see. The last time that the Yankees went a whole decade without winning a World Series was the 1980s, before the 2010s. And right now, the Yankees have a possibility of making it 2 straight decades without a World Series title, which would just be freaking amazing.
It's a resurgence of offense for me this year because 2020, Rafael Devers, JD Martinez, they just didn't have their pieces all together. Yeah. But this season, I mean, JD Martinez is right back into it. Like Martinez, Devers, Xander Bogaerts, and the new trade acquisition from Mookie Betts and Alex Verdugo, who is a new guy. They're all having really, really good seasons. Yeah. I think they have a shot at the playoffs and like keeping it going.
And not just hitting, I mean pitching. Nathan Eovaldi, Matt Barnes were both all-stars. Just all around been doing really, really good. I want to kind of get into the MVP race and who we think the MVP of the first half will be. It's been a ton of young guys leading the league. I mean, in the AL, I think the front 2 guys have been Ohtani and Vladimir Guerrero, and they're like neck and neck. And Vladdy is actually nearly to a triple crown. His average is 329, 79 RBIs, 32 home runs. He's actually trailing to a pitcher. That's the league we're in today. Shohei Ohtani has 34. I would say it's down to Ohtani and Vladdy. I would say Ohtani's leading Vladdy. Ohtani's been a top hitter in the league this year for sure. And then he's been a way over average pitcher too. 3.21 ERA with a 4-1 record. And then he has 95 strikeouts through 73 innings. So he's striking out more than 1 batter an inning. 3.2 ERA, which is great. He's the ace on the Angels. And then his hitting is 679 slugging, 1.04 OPS. Again, leading league in homers, 278 batting average. So, I mean, just obviously unheard of. I would give Ohtani the edge over Guerrero as the first half MVP. His WAR is like a whole game over Vladdy.
Yeah, I definitely say Ohtani has the edge because, first of all, I mean, if you're pitching and hitting at the same time, and you're performing pretty well on both sides, I mean, even that itself is MVP worthy. And unless Vladimir Guerrero gets a triple crown, like I don't think it's gonna be as big of a conversation because Ohtani is hitting just as many home runs with a great OPS as well. And like I said, he's literally the Babe Ruth of this baseball era right now.
People kind of joked about that, like last couple seasons. Like he didn't have a great 2019, 2020, so people kind of laughed at the whole like Babe Ruth thing. Right. But now that he's really doing it now. Like he's top 3 at the very least hitter in the league, and then ace. He's the Angels ace when it comes to pitching. Truly unbelievable. I would give him the MVP race for sure. Or I would give him the MVP if he keeps us up. As for the NL, is Jacob deGrom. Obviously, I'd say I don't think there's too much of a discussion there, whether who's the NL MVP so far. But there is Fernando Tatis, another young guy. Again, the young guy they're just taking over the season. 22 years old. I believe Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is 22 years old also. Tatis has 29 home runs, which leads the NL. He also is leading the league in stolen bases with 22, leading league in runs, leading the NL in slugging and OPS, 654 slugging and 1.029 OPS. Absolutely insane. It's going to be close. I mean, I'd say it's depending on Jacob deGrom's injuries. If deGrom stays injured and Tatis has his full season like this, I would give it to Tatis. But, if deGrom gets back and he keeps his ERA at this historic level, you got to give him the MVP. And so, let's get into who we think is going to be a surprise player in the second half. Because obviously we see these guys having great first half. But who do you guys think are like top surprise players going in the second half?
I say Pete Alonso. As a fantasy baseball guy, I have him in my lineup too. But at the same time, the Pete Alonso, the first half, I mean, he had an okay season around like 830 or 820 or 830 OPS. But his home runs have been always like a major factor. And after the home run derby, his home run derby swing is going to play onto the second half, and he's probably going to hit like maybe 20 to like 25 home runs in the second half, possibly.
That's what happened to Juan Soto too. He had like right after he got in the home run derby, and then I believe 5 home runs in 4 days. He's definitely my surprise player of the second half. Well, not really a surprise, but I think he's going to have an insane second half. The motto of this season has just been the young guys, so, Juan Soto could add to that for sure.
What about you, Dalton?
Is there any guys maybe on the Rangers you'd say who are going to go off in the second half?
No, not on the Rangers. No, hell no.
Joey Gallo?
Joey Gallo, yes, but he probably won't be on that team for God knows how long because the general manager we'll probably trade him next week. Probably for a couple of guys we never heard of. If I'm going to go with surprise players, honestly, and I don't know how some of y'all are going to think, I have to say Robbie Ray, pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. Robbie Ray has been, like, last year he was absolutely trash. Last year he had a 2-5 record. He was traded in the middle of the season, straight from Arizona to Toronto. Looked like he was on a downfall, especially being 28 years old, not being a great pitcher in the first place, not having like the best records any years, except for one year he had a 15-5 record, but that was like 4 or 5 years ago. This year he's right now pitching with an 8-5 record with a 3.12 ERA and 19 games started. If he just fixed his pitching location, I mean, this guy is somebody scary to look out for in the AL East.
Okay, so let's get into Trevor Bauer. Very, very weird story. Kind of old news, but obviously, we haven't been on top of the podcast stuff. And I'm interested to hear you guys' opinion because it's a very confusing story. I'm just going to read off this article. A woman allegedly assaulted by Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer visited a doctor with 2 black eyes and a bulging, bruised lip. New photos show. But Bauer's camp claims text messages shows she consented to rough sex. The 27-year-old woman said she suffered from massive headaches and vomited after the second of 2 violent encounters with the MLB All-Star. Bauer choked her unconscious, sodomized her without consent, and punched her in the face. I don't know what to say about that. You know, I guess there's a way of flirting. You like ask for like rough sex or whatever, but you don't like actually mean like punch. You don't want to get punched in the face. You don't want to get choked unconscious. Trevor Bauer's in his 30s. He's way too old to be, doing shit like this. And I think he's out of the league. I think he's out of his contract with the Dodgers. What is your guys' opinion on this? It's so odd. I don't even know what to say.
To be honest, I knew about this Trevor Bauer news, but I haven't really looked into it. But after you told me, wow, it doesn't sound like a serious accusation anymore. Like it's now like it's just all on Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Wow. So if the woman had that like serious of a bruise, like regardless of like what kind of situation it is, I think, wow, like that's very disappointing of Trevor Bauer in my opinion.
I guess she like asked for it in text messages, but like even if she was, you can't do that. Obviously, that's domestic abuse. You're punching her, you're choking her unconscious. And I don't get how like people are attracted to that either. That's what I keep laughing at. I don't get how that's like people are asking to do that. Like girls and guys both want to do that in sex.
How does this podcast become? I don't know if this is some kind of 50 Shades of Blue thing that Trevor Bauer was trying to pull off or whatever. But I see this on both sides. I mean, first of all, yes, Trevor Bauer should not have done that. Heck no, you don't punch a woman in the face or all this crap. Couldn't the woman have just said stop or something, or like cut this out and call the police or something before it got worse? You know what I mean? You punch him in the face, you leave. Why are you staying there? Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing. Now she's getting choked out and all this kind of... Like, I don't know, man. It's like something weird. Like, I've heard never mind. This is a baseball podcast. Let's not go too far into it. This is a baseball podcast. I got to remember that. But what the heck, Trevor Bauer? That's all I got to say is what the heck, man. I just hope we see him vlog the court date. I want to see that vlogged.
That's good into his new vlog series, having to go to court.
You know what I mean? He takes the camera like this and he goes, "What's up, guys?" Oh, wait. "What's up, guys? It's Trevor Bauer. Today, we're going to court." And then the freaking intro plays. That's something I'd like to see. I'm sorry to go off track.
Good.
Bad, Trevor Bauer. Bad.
I mean, I like getting choked, but obviously this woman doesn't. And
what? What?
No, but if you see this video might get demonetized or something.
I don't even know if this is going in the video.
This probably won't. I mean, I might show a photo of the woman, maybe not. I mean, it's if you're watching the video. If you're watching the video version, you'll see I'll probably get demonetized. She looks horrible. She looks absolutely horrible. She looks like she just fought Floyd Mayweather or something. Yerwin Mercedes had an interesting last couple days. So yesterday, he came out, Instagram post. He said, "First of all, I want to thank God for giving me life. To the fans that without telling them I'm nothing. I walked away from baseball for a while. God bless you. It's over." He deleted all his White Sox stuff, all his White Sox pictures, all that, and then basically retired. And then today, the next day, he waited one day, and like McGregor, he's back. I would read the "I'm back" Instagram post, but it's all in Spanish. So
it's very interesting. First of all, I've never seen a post like this, or I've never even I've never seen such thing like this ever.
No.
I don't want to get into like religious stuff here, but it's almost like if Jesus has resurrected. That's what it is. Like he's been stoned and he's been resurrected. So Yerwin Mercedes, he retired. He said he was gonna retire. Thanking all his family members, the coaching a staff for like the White Sox organization. And the next day he said, "Psych, I'm back alive. I'm back alive, bitches." Like, what?
I don't know. I mean, I guess something happened behind the scenes, like within the management or something, because, you know, we obviously saw earlier in the season, Tony La Russa, he was mad at Yerwin Mercedes for hitting the 3-0 home run. So I'm assuming it's probably has something to do with Tony La Russa, you know, having animosity towards him and him having animosity towards him or something like that. And there's some sort of meltdown. I have no idea. They should fire Tony La Russa because he's spoken out against his teammates. The team obviously doesn't like him, and you know, the owner or the upper management, they got to put the players first instead of the manager. And you know, it's obvious that the players don't like the management, and I would say fire Tony La Russa. He believes in old things. He believes in old school rules, which, you know, are obviously outdated and all that. Yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. We gotta get on schedule, guys. We gotta try at least maybe every week, every couple of weeks. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you're watching the video version. If you're watching the podcast version, make sure you follow us on Spotify. And that is it. Thank you guys for watching or listening. Peace.